Well, how very exciting. Good morning, good morning. It's the 1st of February, the first of many things, and this is the first day of my challenge to you for the next 3 days, three free days of training, and we're focusing on goals, getting ahead to be great. So if you're out there, if you are listening to me live, give me a heads up and say hello. You might be mucking out your horses, you might be running the children off to school, I'm not quite sure what you're doing, or you might be on catch up. But whenever you watch this, if you just let a message underneath saying catch up if you've caught up, or good morning if you're out there, then I know at least my sound is working. 6:45, who's up, who's awake? So day one is all about goals. Well, all 3 days are going to be about goals, but specifically we're going to kick off about your goals. Now, why have I decided to do this in February? Well, I know what it's like. You get to January, don't you? Or even December, you're thinking, I'm not having another year like that again. 2021 for me is not happening again. So you think, right, 2022 is going to be my year. And you start making goals in January, don't you? And you start all the good intentions that you want to have. And by February, you're just starting to think like, oh, wow, it's still winter and it's really tough. It's quite hard, isn't it? So to be successful, good morning. I can see a couple of you coming on now. If let me know who's out there, then I can reply and say hello. I've just got to get rid of something that is on my screen that's annoying me. There you are. It's got, oh, good morning. Hello, how are you today? I can see you now. So when you start with good intention, nobody wants to fail, do they? So what we really need is a good plan that keeps us on track. And the majority of our goals seem so far out of reach that we sort of lose our way. Good morning, Heidi from holiday. I'm most impressed because you're skiing somewhere, aren't you? So good to see you out there today. So it is about having a plan, having a focus, and keeping your goals within reach and making your goals so small that you can't possibly fail, because every day you'll be able to do something towards that goal. And unbelievable, that has a really good feel good factor. So looking at the types of goals there are and why. Why should you have goals? Sometimes it's great just to sit back and not have goals, but you can't sit there forever because you're never going to progress. So a goal is really helpful to help us to improve. It will inspire, it'll motivate you to get going, and it will progress you. So without a goal, without a focus, it's a bit like getting in your car and not pushing sat nav. Well, we don't know where we're going really. It's a nice view, but we don't know really where we're going. So it gives you a direction and a focus. Now, types of goals. And this is the important bit, because there are so many different types of goals, and it's really important which ones you focus on. So there are aspirational goals. Now, they are the most amazing things. I don't know, let's imagine you want to ride at the Olympics, or you want to buy that ranch in Spain, or the things that are, whoa, mind-blowing dreams, really, aren't they? That's how they start. And there's nothing wrong with having dreams, nothing wrong at all. But those sort of goals seem so far away that along the line, you sort of drop off, don't you? And think, oh, I don't know, I'm never going to get there. And then the motivation stops. So aspirational goals are fantastic, and everybody should have those, and you should always have dreams in your mind. But that's not the place to put your focus. So the next type of dreams that a lot of people focus on. Good morning, Lucy. I can see you all coming on now. Hello there. So the sort of dreams that other people focus on, and this is a difficult one, is outcome. I want to win that competition. Don't we all? We all want to. I love to win. Everyone loves to win, don't we really? But if you focus on just winning, imagine you said, oh, I need to win that competition next week. I want to win that competition next week. Now, if you don't win it, does that make you a loser? And if it does, how much does that make you feel? So really putting your focus on an outcome you can't control, and that's the difference, okay? So an outcome is nothing you have any control over. Whereas, now this is the important one to get your focus on, process. Process is really what it's all about, okay? So the process are the little steps that take you to your goal. So I'm going to give you a little example. Let's imagine you wanted to win a competition and you've spoken to me, I want to win that competition, and I'll have a little word with you and say, great, I love it, but this is what we have to focus on. What does it take to win a competition? It would probably mean that you've got to score a good 70%. What does it mean to get 70%? How would you work on that? Well, I need to be accurate. I need to know my test. How are you going to do that? So I'm starting to sound really annoying, but can you see where I'm coming from? Have your goal and then think, okay, what does this mean? What do I have to do? What do I have to learn? Where do I have to go to get that information? So you break it down into the very teeny weeny step. What would be the first thing today you could do to try and win a competition? Go ride your horse. Yeah, get into the school with a plan, with a focus. What is it you need? And depending on the level, it will depend what you need to do. Now, dressage might not be your thing, and this you might not be even doing as a horsey goal. You might have anything at all that you might have decided you'd like to do. And you just have to break it really down into teeny weeny baby steps so you keep moving forward. And every day you've gone, I've done something towards that goal. A similar explanation of that is when it was COVID and I couldn't ride as many horses, and I was thinking, God, what's going to happen when I come out of COVID? I'm going to be so unfit. But every day I did some walking. Every day I was learning something towards what I do. And I kept feeling as though I was still travelling along to the path of where I wanted to go. And it kept me really focused. And I think COVID actually for me taught me quite a lot about goals and focus. So if you had an experience like that, let me know. So your goals have to be something called SMART. You have to have SMART goals. They need to be specific. So it can't be just, I want to do this, because this, what does this mean? When are you going to do it? So specific. Specifically, I would like to be ready to get into a competition, or if you're just, I say just, I didn't mean it just. If you're riding for pleasure or if you're riding for improvement, I really want to improve my canter transition. That's quite specific. When do you want to have that improvement by? Give yourself a 3-month buffer. What are you going to do in the 3 months? Well, maybe I'll look at my sitting trot to make my sitting trot a bit stronger. Oh, excuse me a second. I've got now the ability to wave at you. I'm just going to wave very quickly. By the way, I'm going to try and make sure I'm off of here by 7 o'clock, because I'm sure loads of you have got things to do as well. You're probably thinking, when will she stop? So SMART goals are very, very important. Specific, measurable. You've got to have it in a measure. So how do you know when you've got there? Achievable, realistic, and timed. So that the time box on that is when you're going to get that done by. Again, I remember having a conversation with a trainer of mine, and I said, I'm going to be doing my intermediate instructor exam. I guess that was the old intermediate, it's the stage 4 now. I'm doing my stage 4. I said very proudly to my trainer, and she said, are you? I said, yes, I am. I'm doing my stage 4. She said, have you booked the exam? No, I haven't done that. Have you booked your training? No, but I will. You're not doing it, are you? And I thought that was really tough on that. It's really being very tough. But do you understand where I'm coming from on that? Unless you're actually taking the action, taking the steps, you're not actually going to the goal that you really want. So that's my tip for today. So I'm going to be giving you various little tasks today to see whether you can get these done, to be a little bit more specific about what you're doing and to be a bit more focused about what you want. So your goal for today, here's where the work starts, where I'm giving it to you to do the work now. Your goal for today is to write down all the goals that you have in your mind. Now, this can be horsey, it can be non-horsey. I don't have to see it. Nobody else has to see it. This is yours. Get a big piece of paper, get a notebook, sticky note papers, whatever you want to use. Write down all the goals that are in your head. And they can be the aspirational ones, the wow factor ones, the Disney moments. It doesn't matter. Put them all down. Don't think about the, how, why, I can't, I haven't got the time. Don't think about the what and the ifs. Get out in your mind what you really want to happen, and then say to yourself, right, do I want this to happen? Is this a 5-year plan? Is this a plan that I'd do in a year? Is this a plan I'd do in 3 months? Is it a month? Is it a day? Could I do it in an hour? So once you've got all those goals and dreams out, have a look at the ones that are really ringing bells to you, really being specific, and then put those into those categories. Are these 5 years? Are they 1-year goals? Are they 3-year goals? And then just start to put the baby steps in place. I would say pick no more than 2. Pick 2 goals, and this is a teeny weeny one that you think, I can snap that one in really quickly. But pick 2 to really focus on well. The problem is when we've got, like loads of things on the go, it's like a plate spinner, isn't it? You'll be spinning plates and you can't keep them all up in the air. So pick your 2 goals, break it down. And I might be able to put a little post in later about breaking down goals. If I can, I'll put in a little picture of that, which makes it easier to think about. So with your goals, to help you focus your mind, ask yourself the following question. What is the goal you want to focus on? What is a goal you really want to focus on? What makes it important to you? Why is it important? And how will you feel when you've got that goal? And that's a little bit of visualization that we can drop into. That's another subject entirely for another day. But what would that really mean to you? Just to make it live, to make it real, to make it really in your heart, because you've got to know why you're doing it to keep yourself on the track. I can see there's about 6 of you out there at the moment coming live with me. Thank you so much for being out there. Lovely to see you. So today, that's what you're going to do. You're going to get out your big bit of paper, you're going to throw all your goals onto a piece of paper and keep that piece of paper, because that's going to be a big plan for you, that you're going to keep that. So bit by bit, you're going to take off those goals and really be marching towards the ones that really mean the most to you, the ones you really can get done quite soon. So think about that and give it a time frame. Really think, when am I going to get these things done? So that's all about the G of our great today. Now I'm going into the R. The R is a really important thing to know where you are right now, to know how much you have already achieved in your riding life. And I am relating this to riding because obviously I'm a riding coach. That's what I specialise in. But this can help you in any area of your life. I would like you to do a little reflection exercise. So you're going to write down in a time span. You might do it over the time you've been a rider. For example, I've ridden since I was 8 until now, which is a very long time. And I might put that into 10-year blocks or 5-year blocks and think, what were the high moments? What were the really great bits that I've already achieved? For me, it would be obviously passing my coaching exams just recently, Advanced Centre 10 coach, owning my own horses, competing, yes, winning the odd competition, all the highs that have gone along in my riding life. It's a really important reflective exercise, and you'll be really surprised at how good it will make you feel and how you'll realise you have managed to achieve things in the past. So it's a little bit of a feel-good exercise. Don't miss it out. You might think, oh, I haven't got time for that. It actually is a really good exercise to do. And I must admit, when I did it, I thought, oh, wow, yeah, there's more than I thought. And I walked away and thought, oh, hang on, I've forgotten a few things. And I came back to it. So it's an exercise to take some time over. So that's your R for reflection today. And when you do your ride, if you're going to ride today or the next time you ride your horse, also do it in reflective mode. So when you've finished your horse, do the hip, hip, hurrah, we call it. So what did you do well today? What 2 things went well? Hip, hip. And then the hurrah, the moment you're going to take forward and work on again. So the third thing will be the thing that will take you to your next plan. So it's like a chain. Whenever you're riding, 2 things I did well, 1 thing I'm going to take forward to work on. E. Today, what will E be? E for exercise. Now, again, you might not think you've got time, but if you've got up earlier today, you might well be able to do this. Hello, Heidi. Are you going to put a summary on later, or do I need to take notes? I want you to take all the notes and then ski down the slope with them, reading them. No, I will put a few notes on. Don't worry. I know there's a lot of words in here today, so I'm just going to press it under here at some point this morning. Okay, so don't worry if you're not taking notes, but it would be useful for you to take your own notes, really. Exercise. Yes, I think, Heidi, you'll get away with this one today because I reckon you'll be skiing down a slope. I want you to find something for 10 minutes that you could do that would also help your riding. Now, just recently I've done a yoga challenge, and that is on YouTube. There's a 30-day yoga challenge, and it's only 20 minutes of my day, and I've managed to do it more or less every day. I can't say every day, but more or less every day. Yoga, brilliant thing. Pilates, there's lots of things online. If you're not sure, go and find my friend Amanda Cree. She does some great Pilates for riders. Find something that would help your riding in any of those areas that you might want to be looking at to get stronger. And you're going to do it for 10 minutes. If you're not sure, look on YouTube for inspiration. So you could look at yoga, Pilates, Tai Chi. You might just go for a really good walk or a swim. Amanda's still swimming in the sea. I don't think I could be doing that yet. So you're going to do 10 minutes of exercise that will help towards your riding, and put that in your plan and your goals as you go along, because we've got to be fit as well as healthy to do our goals. Your affirmation today, it came on earlier. For some of you that are already here, you probably would have seen it. It is, I have what it takes to reach my goals. Now, if you said that to you, say it quite a few times. You can say it silently, you can say it while you're mucking out. I have what it takes to reach my goals. We all have inside us what it takes to reach your goals. Now, that might ring a bell for you, and an affirmation really has to ring a bell for you if it doesn't work. Sometimes I read affirmations and think, that doesn't really work for me. Find another one, and if you have one that you particularly like, put it underneath the one that is going to be coming up. I think it's already actually in this, but in this group, the affirmation I have, post your own one underneath so that we can all benefit from your affirmation too. So your affirmation today, you're going to make sure you say that to yourself, or find another one and write it in for me. That would be really good. The T today of our great, I'm coming nearly to a final close. The T is transform. Every day we want to be transforming towards being the best person we could be, or the best rider we could be. So what's the first step you're going to take today? That's really what I want you to do. What is the first step? You could book some training. You could read something towards your goal. You could get that membership that you need to join BD, or whatever it is that you need to be doing. So today you're going to make one tiny transformational step. And if you can, later, let me know what you did in this group. So I think that is all I have for you today. As I said, I want to try and keep these short, and I want to try and keep it that you can go by 7 o'clock and get on with the rest of your life. I hope you have, I am good enough, Zoe. Yeah, that's a really good one to say as well, isn't it? I am good enough. Why shouldn't you be good enough? Absolutely, I am good enough. Brilliant, love it, Zoe. So we're going to keep that one going as well. Just like to say thank you very much for those of you who have got up early this morning to see me. Have a fantastic day, and let me know your reflections on this today and what baby step you have taken to your first goal. I will be here at 6:45 tomorrow. I will also put in some notes about this live today. So take care. Thank you very much for coming to my live, and I'll speak to you all soon. Have a good day. Be great.